how much have you made total from wholesaling since you got started?
Almost $400,000 and above. Yeah. When I started, I used to do deliveries. I used to do DoorDash, Uber Eats. I make between like $35 to $50,000 a month.
What's up, dude?
Yeah. Pleasure to talk to you, man. Didn't know the day is gonna come up and I'll be here and talking to you.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I wanna see. I want to talk about all the stuff you've been doing, and I want to see if there's anything that I can do to help you go even further. All right?
Go ahead, man. Yeah. When I saw your text, wanted to do an interview. I've be always seeing your videos with all of the students, and the day it's been like 3 years now. Seeing all of the students that you'll be doing interview. So I did not know I was gonna be the a student that gonna be one on one doing an interview with you.
Hey,
I
right.
really appreciate you.
Of course, bro. Man, I appreciate you because, dude, you got involved, you did the work, and now you're reaping the benefits. And like I said, I just want to help you be able to take this as far as you want to go and give you any kind of advice that I think will help you get there quickest. All right. But
Mhm.
real quick, so you put a post in the community the other day, and there were some things I didn't realize. I just want to talk. Let's take a step back because you've now been doing this what for almost 3 years.
No, because I joined in August 20 or August 17 in
Mhm.
2023. So the time that I joined, it was the time, I kind of was watching your videos, but I still remember the day, I was sitting in my room and one of your video that just popped up and you just said join my live. And then I
Mhm.
actually joined. At that day I came back from work because at that time, I was a student at high school and I was doing like a deliveries. So coming back to the point what you just said, like I've been not doing it for 3 years. I just took my time and learned like the actual basics of the wholesaling real estate.
Yeah.
It took me like months and months to like learn the script. And I know I just learned everything from script that you've been updating in all those videos. I know it's all about common sense. Nothing has to be exact from script to script. You just have
Yeah.
to like master the script, and then after that, just common sense. For
Hmm.
like 5, 6, 7 months, I kind of like learned, talk to like the homeowners. Like I used to be afraid from talking to like the title companies.
Yeah.
But coming back to the point, it's almost been like I could say like 2 years solid. I've been doing it for like 2 years. I know it's been 3 years, but for like the first 5, 6, 7 months, I was learning. Learning the platforms, how to use like the batch leads, watching your videos. How to pull out the motivated list, and I obviously use your list that I used to put in the community. Like, oh, this is like the 10,000 records. I used to like go all the way down. And like pick like the top hundreds, because I know it was in the community. So
Yeah.
everybody used to like get on the list. So I was obviously used
Yeah.
to
You
like go
went to the
all the way
bottom.
down
You're
and
like,
like
oh, all right. Very
I
smart.
went to like the middle part, and then actually like wrote it down, everything, print it out. I don't know if I have it in my car right now. I'm outside of my house, and then I used to go to the library, like sit in the room, study and like be on the Zillow. So coming back to your point, it's been like you could say solid 2 years I've been doing it, and I have like 2 years now that's helping me. Because I know you get to the point where you can do it by yourself. You need like other help,
Hmm.
managing CRM and like all the, it comes up with a lot of meetings and like following up with the leads. So I did it for like 2 years, and then it's been like you could say 4 months since I hired two of my VAs and one of my acquisition manager, and they're the one like helping me a lot. So
Yeah.
today is the time, where I can like, because one of the I don't know, one of your community member that works with you, he kind of reached out to me as soon as I like post up my any type of post on the community. A lot of students reach out to me and like
Uh-huh.
ask for my phone number, and I get more than happy to like give them out. And then they ask me like all the questions that I used to had before, and I give them like the actual like the like there's a lot of what's it called, like on the social media run PPC,
Hmm.
cold calling is dead, drawing for dollars is dead. No, the fuck is not dead. When I started, I used to do deliveries. I used to do
Hmm.
DoorDash, Uber Eats, and then the time I used to go like drive 150 miles a day. And when I was watching your videos like 2.5 years ago, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I used to drive around all the neighbors, and I used to write down all the addresses, and then after that, like learning. And then after that, I got a job at the city hall, which is better. I used to work with the clerks. And
Mm-hmm.
then, working with the city hall is like a more beneficial for wholesaler. That's when I'll pull out like a list of the vacant homes and, water shut off list. And then I got in, I kind of like skip traced, and man, like it's crazy. I still remember the day where I was afraid to talk to like the title company, and then I had to like write down everything, like, hell, what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna this and that. When I got, yeah, I know. When I got to my title company, I found it. I told them like, hey, I'll be honest with you. It was like a lady, and then I told her, I'm like, hey, I'm new to this business. I want you guys to like help me out. I was just being honest with them. I didn't want to show myself like professional. I'm like, this is my beginning. You guys gotta help me out. They're like, okay, okay. I know the first wholesale deal that I did was $19,000. And there was a lot of the HOA fees. I'm like, what the heck is HOA fees? And a lot of liens on it. I'm like, oh my god, what is? I was like panicking. And then
Yeah.
like the title company like helped me a lot. And then since whenever you get your first deal is the time that your mind start working like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do next. The only thing that's holding you back is like your first deal. After you get your first wholesale deal, it's the time that you go smooth, like going to more leads.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, it was like really beneficial for me. I used to like drink for dollars since I was doing deliveries. That's like the part thing that I used to do. Like I still have the list. And no matter of fact, there was that one lady that told me that reach me out after 1 year. Isn't that crazy? Like the
Mhm.
time, like the first beginning of the few months that I start cold calling, she said, reach me out after 1 year. And today's the day, like the 2 weeks ago, today's the
Yeah.
day that I reach out back to her. I'm like, it's been a while. Her home is like waking, like she needs a lot of work. And she said,
Uh-huh.
reach me out. And I was just going through my whole list, and like my in my system, and I was like, oh, I left like a note where it says like reach me after 1 year, and then I still checked up on your virtual flip leads and the Zillow, and it was still waking. I'm like, oh, okay, and then I reach out to her. She's like, yeah, I'm interested in hearing an offer. So that's kind of like the benefit of me drawing $4, and I found the deal. It took a 1.5 year, but I still am getting the lead. I'm still talking to her.
Yeah.
Getting her like the best offer. Your calculator, like man, it's and your contract is like you said, it's bulletproof. It's kind of like the basic the resource that you provide in your community is the it's man, it's helpful. I tell that to every student that reach out to me through your community. I'm like, just don't fall for any type of scam that's telling you online like, oh, do this, do that. It's like it's, wholesaling risk is a business that's never gonna go in it's never gonna go dead, or like
Yeah.
you're still gonna get it. Just don't fall for any type of scams. Like I told you in the community, I did highlight like, oh, just stick to one mentor. I've changed a lot of mentors. Even though you were my mentor, I was still searching, and there was the more you do your research, is the more type of content that's gonna come on your page. There was a lot of people that come on my page. They're like, oh, do this, do that. And I'm like, what the fuck, and there was that, I'm not gonna say his name through you, but there was a lot of that mentors. They're like, oh, you're gonna talk to my guy, and if I put you on with the mentor, you have to pay a friend of $2,500. I'm like, what? And I somehow got off with him. I never answered his call, and then he was like, it's 6,500, but a front fees is like 2,500 for us to like put you on onto a mentor. I'm like, what is this going on? They're like, oh, he's gonna set up a plan with you, this and that. I'm like, no, 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 that's like too much. Uh, all the resources that needs for you to get started into wholesale real estate is the community that we are in. And like I said, in the beginning when I started, I was doing deliveries. I asked for my dad's credit card, and I got into your community, and now you made it free, which is like the best. Like
It's not free. The thing you're in is not. It says it like over on school, but you still have to pay. It is a
yeah.
lot more
Oh, you really?
expensive though. Uh
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that time, I thought it was free because it says free, but
yeah.
like other than that, like the students that it's in the community. I told them we're all here with you. Tyson
Mhm.
is with you. There's a lot of that good friends that can help you walk through the leads or like deals. And like title companies, you have listed all the title companies. Like, just be honest with them. Yeah, this is my first time. I'm doing this. I'm doing that.
Hmm.
And I'm here in the California. All of my deals I've been doing in California, and it's expensive here. Like each house can make you like 50,000, 30,000, 10,000.
What's the
The
biggest
deals that
deal you've made?
I made, like like every time like a homeowner be tripping, I get off myself with like at least 25,000, 19,000, 15,000. It's the range, like I be going
Hmm.
in, but I never did like 100K. If I do get a chance, I'll do it. But it's better than nothing. Like
Yeah.
25,000 is my like biggest deal. 20,000, 15,000, 10,000, even 5,000 too. But
About how
it's
much have you made total from wholesaling since you got started?
like I said, it's I'm like almost $400,000 and above. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. And you got started when you were 17.
No, I started when I was 17. Recently I
Yeah,
did
you're
a
right. You
deal.
started learning when you were 17, but then you got
I
into
started
it.
learning when I
Yeah.
was 17. Yeah, I'm now 20. I just turned 20, like a few months ago, and I just turned 20. And then, um, I have a lot of my friends that tell me like, "Hey, what do you do? This and that." I only tell them if they're serious about their life. One of my two of my best friends, they're like goofing around. I'm like, I'm not gonna show you what I do. So one of my friend, he's actually serious of learning what I do, and
Yeah.
I'm showing him. And now I'm showing my brother. He's kind of shy, but I'm telling him like, oh, do this, and do that. I'm still helping out, but when I started, I was 17. Now I'm 20.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm also a private pilot, so when it comes to doing your training, that shit is really expensive. You have to get out loans and like
Your pilot training, right?
your pilot training. It's expensive. It's really expensive, and I
Yeah.
kind of made it happen. Because when I got that first deal, it's the time that your mindset changing, and then you know what you're doing.
Yeah. So let me ask you,
Yeah.
what do you think was what specific part about joining the community do you think was the most helpful for you?
To be honest, I did see like when I was watching your videos and then you showed your contracts. The biggest thing that helped me was the contract and your script. Because like I'm telling everybody, it's common sense. You guys don't have to be afraid. It's like talking to like you guys don't have to go through script by script for
Yeah.
talking, going through. Oh, he said this, he said that. Just learn it, keep trying, and then it's all common sense. So your biggest help was your contracts, your videos, especially. And like the what's it called, the scripts, contracts, and like the weekly Zoom calls. Like
Yeah.
I would say that. Like I said, the course that I was joining, like before while I was in the community, he said to talk to a mentor, you have to pay 2,500 upfront fees. I'm like, what? What is this? I'm like,
Mhm.
no, 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 I'm never doing that. So when it comes to your community, the biggest help is like the contracts, like the weekly Zoom calls and like the scripts and like especially the videos. And I do see like you have changed like a lot. You made a lot of
We
difference to the
update them.
video.
Here's the thing is as the business changes, as I learn new things, I update it, right? I will always want to make sure that my people that are involved with me, that they have the best possible, resources and the best possible, most up-to-date strategies. So as things change, I change what I'm teaching.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was looking through, I'm like, oh, this looks a bit different, and you did
Hmm.
add a lot of resources to it. I'm like, oh wow, that's like, really that would be really helpful for the students, and all the students that reach out to me through school, I'm like, hey, it's your first time, go watch those videos, master the script, a cold call by yourself, if you can, if you don't have money for the any type of platform, go for the county, pull out the leads, because that's how I got my first deal when I was working for the city hall.
Uh-huh.
For the city hall, there was there's the like a lot of the seniors that usually comes in and play bingo and all that stuff. And there was that one lady that said, I got into a divorce, I want to sell my house. I'm like, oh shit, I was starting out in my that was like my second, third wholesale deal. I'm like, oh, okay. So working at City Hall, mm, like really helped me out. I
Huh.
told like your students, like if you don't have the money, if you're starting out, go watch those videos. If not, go watch, get a list from public records.
Yeah.
It's free, complete for free. I do that all the time too, and
Right.
I get it. So it's free, and they give me like a huge list, and I script trace it through your Worship Philip leads, and I got all the homeowners number, and then it turns out the way I want it to be, and to be honest, every time the I did I mentioned a post that what are the best filters to use in a worship flip lead thing,
Hmm.
and Blake showed me like this thing, like
Hmm.
30% of equity, all the filters, and I used it, and like literally like the when I pulled out like 700 leads, like literally like the fifth lead that I called was the owner that said, yes, I do want to sell. What's your offer? I'm like, okay, what? I have to ask some few basic questions to get you an offer, and then I talked to him and I got it and made like at least 10,000.
Check it out,
Like,
man.
yeah, I know it was like the literally like the I had like 700 and it was all skip trace and I can even show you it was like the I sent him a text message since I couldn't got a hold of him. I sent him a text and then he sent me a text. He was like, "How much you want to pay?" And then I gave him a call and then that's when we kind of got rolled in and then it was like 2 months ago and
Right
that's
on,
how
man.
things. Yeah, I know. Some people are saying that, and like there's a lot of rumors out there. I tell everyone like they're like if you're not making $250,000 a month, you're not a good wholesaler. You're a shitter. You all this. I'm like, what is this? Y'all are discouraging like the new wholesalers. Like they're
Yeah.
gonna be even more afraid. They're gonna want to waste their even more money. I'm like, this is not how you guys teach your students.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm like, at least 10 to 50,000. I make between like 35 to 50,000 dollars a month, which is good. I'm still scaling. I have like
30
12
to
leads.
$50,000 a month is pretty fucking good, man. You're making more than
It is
doctors.
good.
It's
Yeah,
good
it
going
is
on.
good. I know. And like they're saying that, oh, if you're not making at least $250,000, like there's a lot of courses I see every day. I'm like, bruh. And I say not
Crazy.
interested. And they're
Yeah.
like, you're not a good wholesaler. I'm like, bro, what is this going on?
No, that,
Better than nothing. You're still gonna scale. Once you get your wholesale deal, it's better than doing like a job, like a basic jobs.
yeah.
Even if you're making like $10,000 a month from all the cold calling you do, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. It's not gonna take you like a whole 30 days to cold call, cold call, cold call. You're gonna get a lead if you pull out the list that actually motivate. You have to. I always told the students, I'm like, your time is not gonna be wasted if you pull out a list that is correctly. If it's bad, you're gonna waste your whole time.
Yeah.
And I give them the filter. I'm like, hey, use do this, and do that. And like pretty much I help them out. Like connect them to the what's it called investor if they're doing here in the California. I have a lot of investors here in the California. And then
Hmm.
when I get my first deal, they're like investor waiting on for me in California. I don't know if you heard of SF San Francisco, Bay Area.
Hmm.
Not sure if you heard the Bay Area. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
And like everything is here expensive. And like you have to do at least 2 3 jobs for every teenager I see in my age. Like they're struggling. I'm like, oh my god, that isn't that crazy. You just at least if you're serious about it, you're changing your life. You have to do something out of it. You don't get your time wasted. This is our time. Uh, I'll be getting lessons from my dad even at this day. You have to change your life. That was before. Like everybody's proud of me. From my dad. He was working two jobs, one like 12 hours a shift for a commercial driver. And now he doesn't want to stay home. He still does it, but not as much. He doesn't have a lot of pressure, because I'm handling a lot of the responsibilities. My brother is doing it. But things started to change in my family once like I said, got into your thing and then kind of took myself more serious. When I was 17 years old. It's been like 10 years since I came back from other country. So it's a lot of accomplishment that I accomplished through your community. And it's crazy, man. I know everybody could do it. It's not easy. It's not hard. It's just you gotta put in your time in.
Bro, you're such a fucking badass, Tahseen. Good for you, man.
You know what's crazy? I hear a lot of people can't say my name, Tahseen. So I told them my name is Tyson. Just say it. They're like, "Oh, Tyson."
Let's
Isn't that
go.
funny?
I didn't even
Yeah, I
think
know.
about that. We do got almost the same name.
I know the same name. They're like Tahseen. I'm like, just call me Tyson. Like they just tell me Tyson because they
Easier
can't
for
say
me
my
to
name.
say. Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
they just
man.
yeah Tyson. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And then still have a lot of students that kind of wanna go on call with me. It's crazy. Like if you wanna call someone else, they're like, oh, I'm busy. This. like it's crazy, man. Whatever I can do from my side, I just do it, because their time's gonna come too. My time is coming too. So it's been a solid 2 years, and working every day, from mm, 12 to 5. Then,
Yeah.
I know it's at 7, but I look at the timeline, according to what my timeline, and because I'm more familiar with California, so I know how California market is.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to go here and back and there. So it's been pleasure journey, ever since I got into this. It's not a headache. And
Good, man.
I have like 12 leads that's on pending that I have to reach out this week, with myself and the two VAs. They're
Yeah.
helping me a lot. I'm still training them. They're not like
Yeah.
professional. I'm still training them. I'm like, hey, do this, do that, do that. This type of area that I want to get my leads from. And they help me out. But
It
I don't
takes
have a
time.
lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said, well, yeah, it takes time. Training people and stuff, but that's the skill you're learning that you're only going to get better at training people. And then that's what's going to allow you to really snowball your income and start to make more and more money once you just get better at that, right? At first, you have to learn
Yeah,
the skill of wholesaling, but now you know how to wholesale. And now you're learning the skill of becoming a business owner, of hiring and training and managing these people. And that's going to make you more money, right? And you keep
exactly.
going. In fact, I'm actually making a video after this call where I'm gonna talk about the 3 levels of like scaling and wholesaling. And you're right now in level 2, which is, like I said, learning how to hire, train, manage. And then later comes level 3, which is learning how to make your money make money for you. So if you're interested in that, you have to check out that video. But let me ask you, Tahseen, what do you need help with right now? Are you stuck anywhere? Is there somewhere where you're like, hey, how do I get to the next level, or what is it? What's next for you?
To be honest, what I want to do is like scale my from 30 to $50,000 to like not all the way to 100K. I'm kind of going slow and slow.
Dude, no,
Like
well, I'm
trying
just
to,
gonna tell you, going from like 30 to 50 to 100 that's one of the easiest jumps in the business.
easiest jumps because you never know. You get a deal, you can make 100K
Well,
out of
yes,
it.
but also you already know how deals work. You understand it. All it is just a matter of getting some better and more leads, which I can totally help you out with. Because you're currently using VAs, and that's how you're getting the majority of your leads.
Yes, yes, yeah. So, you know, when it comes to for me to scale my business, I would
How much are you
want it.
spending a month? Like, what is your business cost? Like, what do you spend a month in marketing for your VAs and your data and everything like
I
that?
spend around like 4 to 5 at least solid. I spend about that, and the result I'm getting is like nothing compared to what I returning and back. Because my VS goes based on the commission too. So
Uh-huh.
um, based on the commission and per hour too. So they're doing a really great job.
Good.
So and myself too. So at least 5,000. That's my range
Are
is.
you interested in expanding into any kind of like digital marketing, like Google PPC or Facebook ads or anything like that?
Yeah, I was like I said, like I go to bed like at least 1 or 2, a.m. I still like learning because I know I came across like the PPC, for the beginners. It's
Mhm.
not I don't recommend for them to start
No,
like
no, no,
PPC.
not for beginners. But
Not
you're
for
at a
beginners.
point now where I think it would be worth it for you.
Yeah, because I'm interested in learning in the digital
Digital
marketing.
marketing?
Yeah, the PPC. I'm looking through that through Google. It'll make I know like like all wholesalers' life much easier because you don't call them. You let the sellers reach out to you. Like, yeah, I want to sell
Yeah.
my house. It makes a lot of easy. So yeah, I'm looking through that if I can get it started one day, like the PPC. Instead of me reaching out, why don't them reach out to me?
Well, when you are looking for that, make sure you send me a message because I got some stuff I could really help you with that.
Okay, so the PPC, like when it comes to PPC, is it through just Google,
So,
Facebook,
so here's
or
the deal: is PPC is just one form of digital marketing, right? When somebody's at your level, where you're closing deals consistently, you know what's going on, you have current leads coming in, right, from your VAs and things like that. That's when it's a good time for, in my opinion, to add on digital marketing. But we don't just need to focus on just PPC. When it comes to digital marketing, you want to be omni-channel, meaning you want people to be seeing you from everywhere. So you want them to be seeing you on Google, you want them to be seeing you on Facebook, you want them to be seeing you on YouTube. And
Okay.
while that might seem like a lot, there's actually a ton of different stuff out there that makes it pretty simple. And that's some stuff I'd be able to help you out with when you're ready. But as you said, it's not good for beginners because it costs money, right?
Cost money,
It's
yeah.
a pay to play game there.
And how much is like the pay per click? Is if I get that right, it goes on pay per click, right?
Yeah, so
How,
basically when if you go to Google right now and you search sell my house fast, it's immediately
yeah,
you're going to get, four different the top four listings on Google are going to be pay-per-click ads, meaning people are paying Google to have their link show up first.
yeah,
When you click their link, it's going to charge them money. Now it completely depends on the market and what keywords you want. But for instance, in the Bay Area, for that keyword, like sell my house fast, to have your thing rank highly there is like, we're talking hundreds of dollars per click, like probably 200-300 bucks that it costs that advertiser to have their link there. Now, that's a kind of an extreme example. It depends on different things and everything like that. But yeah, that's how it works. So basically, somebody clicks the link, it charges you, you have to pay for it. But these are very, very high quality. Like these are people who really want to sell, they have a high
oh
chance of
wow,
turning into a deal.
yeah, because I'm looking into this type of thing, the digital marketing, and
Hmm.
it will boost my, I know, like the revenue is like all time high, I know, but yeah, I didn't know if you offer that as well too.
Well, so yeah, it's something that again, I don't talk about it on like most things because I don't want beginners to get thinking like, oh, I need to do.
Yeah, yep, yep,
But when you start making some money and you want to scale your business, it's the what you got to do, right? Once you get to where you're
yeah,
consistently doing deals like you are with virtual assistants and the cold calling, you want to add in the digital marketing because it's very scalable, right? Meaning it's simple.
perfect.
It's you put more money into it, you get more leads, and you know how to close those leads. So when you get more leads, that means you're getting more signed contracts and you're going to sell those
Yeah,
contracts. So you're making more money, right? And then it's just a flywheel. And then your next problem will be, man, Tyson, I don't have enough hours in the day. My brother, I need my friends to come in and work for me and help me close these deals,
yeah, I know
right?
how happiness is. Yeah, you still offer it, right? Because I'm gonna look through it, or maybe reach out to you through your messages.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Looking,
dude, just send me a message and I'll show you. Basically, it's not something I do personally, but I'll just show you where I find things, where the people I work with who do it for me, and I can show you that.
yeah, perfect. Because California, yeah, is the hardest market from my perspective. And
Yeah,
I would
but
love to.
it doesn't matter, bro. You know what? You want to know why it's the hardest market? The hardest market? It's because
Yeah,
people are making a lot of money there. And guess what? That pie is big enough for Tahseen to have a slice.
exactly. I know. Yeah, and that slice is big. Yeah, I know.
Absolutely, man. Well, look, man, is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything else you'd like to ask?
Mm, it was pleasure to talk to you and
You
like.
too, man. I mean, for real, I can't tell you like how nice it's been. And bro, you're a hard worker. You do what you say you're gonna do. You hop on the phones, you're closing deals, and bro, I mean, these past 2-3 years have been crazy. I cannot wait to see the next 2 years.
Yeah, man. I know. I'm gonna save this. I still remember the day, I still remember the day. I still remember I got off of work, came back at work after delivering, watching through TikTok, wasting my time. And then your video popped up, and I was like, shit. And then, like, I'm telling you, it's been like 2 years. It did change my life from where I was and where I'm right now and where I'm gonna be in the next 2 years,
Fuck yeah, man.
and
You're
we'll
absolutely
be
right.
together in this, let's see what next year and the year after brings us.
Yeah.
So I'll be more than happy to share everything, my success in the community, help more students out, and help them close their deals, like I don't like say any type of like these type of words like, hey, run PPC, this and that as the beginner, and you're doing great, like just like you said in all of those videos, you don't talk about PPC, it's gonna target a lot of the new wholesaler. They're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
But when a guy comes at my level and my level closing deals, that's the next step that they should be moving on. And I'm being honest with you. I was thinking about it last night, I'm like, I'm gonna think of doing the what's it called, the digital marketing, and that's gonna help me because out of the experienced wholesalers are doing this nowadays,
Right.
and I know because that's what they be saying all over the social media, and I'm like, I know, so I need to get into that too. And thank you for letting me know. I'll be more than happy to like reach out if I'm whenever I'm ready.
Absolutely, man. Well, look, dude, I mean, I want to help any way I can. So, especially for people like you that are working hard, putting in the hours and making shit happen for yourself and your family, man, that's amazing.
Yeah, blessed to you and your family. I tell always on my family, it's him. Put on your videos. Because my mom's been a housewife ever since she got married. So she's like innocent. Just my dad's been working,
Uh-huh.
brought us back from a home country, Pakistan. And we've been living here for the past year. I was born here, but then I was raised in another country and then got back here. So my mom, like innocent, she's a housewife. So whatever I did for my family, it all came from one of the mentors from me. And I appreciate you a lot, for doing this for like youngsters. I really appreciate it.
Hey, man, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Well, listen, dude, like I said, if you need any help, you got questions about anything, and there's anything I can do to help you to get to that next level, send me a message. And as I said earlier, bro, these last 2 years have been crazy. I cannot wait to see what the next couple years have in store for you. All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll be together. We'll be in touch. We'll
Absolutely.
see.
And bro, you gotta, if you ever find yourself out in Arizona, bro, send me a message. We'll get together, we'll get some dinner or something. We'll wholesale some deals, we'll make some money, whatever it is, all right?
Uh, Phoenix, Arizona, is that where you at, or
Yeah, I'm in,
is
I'm by Phoenix, yeah.
Phoenix perfect? Yeah, I love Scottsdale, Phoenix, Arizona. I love that state because of you, obviously.
Right on, bro. Well, look, like I
Yeah,
said,
I know.
if you ever find yourself out here, shoot me a message, bro. We'll meet up.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, thank you so
And
much
I'll
for.
keep you posted because I'm actually gonna be in the Bay Area, I think, a couple times this year. So I'll send you a message.
Wow, yeah, yeah. Keep me a bit. We'll meet. We'll see if you can have an interest in buying the deals here. If I have deals from
Well, I'll tell you what,
Arizona.
bro. You know what? I want to do a deal with you. The next deal I get in the Bay Area, I'm going to send it to you. We'll see if we can get it sold together and make some money together. All right?
Perfect. Yeah, I do have the buyers waiting on me. Like
Exactly, bro.
I have all the Bay Area buyers, waiting on me. Like, hey, you have it available? And the only message I sent out, like, sorry, man, it's gone. It's gone. So because the virus here is crazy. Like all
Yeah.
the construction never stops. That's what my dad's
Right.
been saying. Construction never stops, and that's where the money comes in. And like, yeah, I appreciate you, man. If I have any deals. I was looking forward to do like you have the one of the biggest resource in your community for helping other students to do JB with you.
Hmm.
And that's like a biggest resource in your community. And yeah, if I do have anything in Phoenix, because it's crazy. Even the buyers here, they're looking to buy properties in the Phoenix, Arizona. I'm like, isn't that crazy? Like you have
Hmm.
buyer all the way. Just the only thing that needs it's your action. You gotta take your action for money to that come.
Yeah.
If you come up to Bay Area, if I come to Phoenix, Arizona, we're more than happy to meet. And I still remember the time where you had a Mexico trip, right?
Hmm.
And that was the time that I really wanted to come, but it was the time that I was learning,
Yeah.
learning, and I couldn't be a part of it. So maybe later on in the future, we'll be more than happy to meet and like,
Absolutely, bro. We'll do
do
some
some
more
business together.
masterminds. We'll do some more stuff like that.
Yeah, inshallah soon, man. Yeah,
Absolutely, bro. Right
yeah.
on, dude. Well, look, dude, like I said, man, it's been so good to meet you. Hit me up, keep me posted on what you're doing. If you need any help, you know where to find me, all right?
Okay, thank you so much, Tyson Smith. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, thank
Hey,
you for
thank
giving
you.
me your sweet time. I appreciate it. It was
Hey,
lovely, nice talking to you.
of course, man. You too. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Okay, thank you so much.
All
Thank
right.
you.
See you, brother.
Thank you.